Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving right into the absolute essentials of caring for a newborn. We're going to pull from some of the most heartfelt and practical advice out there for all you new parents.
So let's start with a mindset that honestly sets the stage for everything else we're going to talk about. Just picture this. A newborn is like delicate porcelain. They need the absolute gentlest care you can imagine, especially in those first few weeks. And I'm not exaggerating here. This idea is really the foundation of everything.
All right, first up, let's get into what is probably going to be your most frequent and, let's be real, most vital task, feeding your baby. This is the rhythm that will pretty much define your days and your nights for a while.
Okay, so what's the magic number you need to burn into your brain? Every 2 hours. Seriously, a newborn's stomach is teeny tiny at first, like the size of a cherry, so it just can't hold much. And that means you've got to feed them small amounts super frequently. We're talking around the clock.
Now, I know this can feel totally counterintuitive. You'll see your baby sleeping so peacefully and the last thing you'll want to do is wake them up. But you absolutely have to. That feeding schedule, it's non-negotiable for their healthy weight gain. And don't worry, you don't have to be harsh. A little tickle on their feet or behind their ear usually does the trick.
So, the whole feeding thing really boils down to a super simple, repeatable cycle. Think of it as your new mantra: wake, feed, burp. Just follow those 3 steps every single time, and you'll start to build a really healthy pattern for both you and the baby.
Okay, so that last step, burping. Why is it so important? I mean, it seems like such a small thing, right? Well, skipping this step can lead to a whole lot of tears, and I mean from both of you.
Yeah, it turns out burping is not optional at all. See, when babies eat, they swallow air, and that air gets trapped. That's what causes that awful, painful gas and can even lead to colic. You know, that intense, nonstop crying? So you've got to be patient. Spend a good 5 to 10 minutes gently patting their back after every single feed.
All right, so moving on from feeding, let's talk about proper physical care. And this stuff is just as important as nutrition. I'm talking about how you hold your baby and the kind of environment you create for them. It's absolutely crucial. Remember how we started with that delicate porcelain idea? Well, this is where it really comes into play. A newborn's neck muscles have like 0 strength. They're completely undeveloped. So you always have to support their head and neck. And when you move them, do it slowly, do it gently, no sudden movements. And this is a big one. A newborn's immune system is super weak. It's barely there. This makes hygiene a massive priority. Seriously, a clean environment is basically your baby's #1 defense against getting sick.
And we're talking about some pretty simple but powerful habits here. Always wash your hands before you touch the baby. Sterilize bottles, spoons, even toys that might end up in their mouth. Keep their little living area clean and change their clothes and bedding all the time. Doing these things makes a huge difference.
Okay, let's talk bathing, because this is a question every new parent has. The rule is actually really simple. Before that little umbilical cord stump falls off, you're going to stick to sponge baths. The whole point is to keep that area dry so it can heal. Then, once it's fallen off completely, you can graduate to a real tub bath. Okay, so we've covered feeding and we've covered hygiene. Now let's talk about comfort. Creating a safe, cozy little world for them. And this isn't just about making them feel cuddly and happy, it's actually essential for their development.
So here's a big question. Should you ever awake a sleeping baby just to play with them? I mean, it's so tempting, right? Especially when your friends and family are over and they just want to see those beautiful eyes open. But is it what's best for the baby? The answer is absolutely not. A big, firm no. You have to think of yourself as the guardian of your baby's sleep. All those hours they're snoozing, that's when their brain and body are doing the most critical work, growing and developing like crazy. So protect that sleep. The only reason to wake them up is for a feeding. Period.
And creating a calm environment is about more than just sleep. A quiet space helps prevent them from getting overstimulated and just makes them feel safe and secure. And there are some great little tricks you can use too. Put little mittens on their hands so they don't scratch their own faces. After about a month, you can start a gentle massage routine. It's amazing for soothing them and helping with gas. And then once they have a little bit of neck control, it's time to introduce tummy time to help build up those muscles.
All right, let's move on to one of the most repetitive, but also one of the most critical daily tasks: diapers. Getting your diaper routine down is honestly the key to preventing a whole lot of discomfort for your little one.
So you want to change those diapers frequently. A wet diaper is basically a breeding ground for skin irritation and infection. This is especially true if you're using cloth diapers. You want to change those the second they're wet. But really, for any diaper, changing it often is your best weapon against diaper rash.
And there's a perfect little routine you can follow every time. Step 1, clean the area really well. Step 2, pat it completely dry. And I mean pat, don't rub. That's super important. Step 3, apply a little rash cream or even some coconut oil to create a barrier. And finally, step 4, put on that clean diaper. Do that every time and you'll be golden.
And speaking of products, here's a fantastic piece of advice. Use only necessary baby-specific products. Avoid anything with strong fragrances. It's really a less is more approach. A baby's skin is just so sensitive, so stick to the gentle stuff made just for them. You really don't need a whole cabinet full of things.
Look, the big takeaway here is one of reassurance. You can do this. I know it can all feel so overwhelming, but every single day is a new learning experience. It's not about being perfect. It's just a journey of learning right alongside your new baby. You've got this.